Thanks for coming through and checking this out. So this is a webinar that we recently recorded. This was a live webinar with live people on there, as you'll see from the interaction, and it's probably the best way that you can get a full understanding of how this works. Now, if you've got any questions at all, there's an email address below this video that you can use to contact us directly. But in the meantime, go ahead and watch this video and see if this opportunity is for you or not. In a nutshell, what I can tell you is it's 100% newbie friendly, it flat out works, and you don't need to do any work in order to generate money. So if that sounds good to you, go ahead, watch that webinar now, and come along and join us. All the best.
That's good. So for a change, we're both drinking something that's good for us during a webinar. Right, so we are now live. A quick disclaimer: what we're about to share with you is for your enjoyment and entertainment only, and does not constitute any financial advice in any way. We're not making any recommendations, nor do we accept any responsibility for whatever you do after this webinar. By attending this webinar, you are agreeing that we are in no way responsible for anything, and you accept full responsibility for your actions. Results are not typical. We can't guarantee any results, and only share ours for entertainment purposes. Disclaimer done. Now we can move on to the exciting stuff. And it's great to have Jonas here with me today, because he was a bit of a surprise. He said he could jump on, and I thought I'd have to do it on my own. And this was a bit, we'd never done it on our own, so it's good to have you here, because this is something that we've been doing for quite some time. Who on here at the moment has heard of Project Limitless? And give me a 1 if you've heard of it. Give me a 2 if you haven't in the chat box, and let's just get a gauge for that. I now got to remember what I said. Did I say 1 for? Yeah, 1's heard of it and two hasn't heard of it. So we've got Jack hasn't and Jonas hasn't. Okay, Eric hasn't. James. Tony has, because he's already an 8-plit. James hasn't. Stephen has, because he's already an 8-plit. So that's interesting. So we've got a little bit of a mix there. All good. Okay, cool. Right, so who's ready for a genuine life-changing opportunity, something that can actually pay you $1,000 per day without doing any work, without working? We're definitely up for that. We as we said on our webinar recently, this is pretty much all we talk about. I mean, we do talk about other stuff like rum and sunshine.
Pretty much it. It's Project Limitless, sunshine, and rum. That's it.
yeah, and of course making money. Now, we're particularly excited at the moment, as you're going to see when you go through this short presentation, because we do believe that we're finally onto something that's going to change a lot of people's lives, and it's certainly something that we are focused on. This is our main primary focus now. People that are on my list would know, because they, it's, well, I say that actually, someone yesterday did they? They didn't know, incredibly, even though I've been sending out emails pretty much daily for the last 2 months. But I guess it just often looks like it's me talking about the same thing. But what we're talking about here is a genuine way that you could make $1,000 per day quite easily. You can actually make a lot more than that. You can make less than that, but you can make a lot more than that. And it is actually without doing any work. Now, that usually sounds like a load of crap, but it's not. So myself and Jonas have been making an impressive income online in the make money online niche for some years. I think we've known each other from about 2017. And,
yes, let me just quickly go into that. The first time ever that I was interviewed, that was from Trevor. This was back in 16 or 17. It was Lindgren's Lazy Method that I launched with Brendan.
Yeah,
I was so nervous for that interview. Trevor was like, well, don't be nervous. And then he asked some questions that I couldn't really answer, and I was like sweating. It was nerve-wracking, but it was so much fun. I'll let you continue, Trevor. I've never been as excited as I am about anything except Project Limitless. I've done a lot of things in the last couple of years, but nothing compares to what we're going to talk about today. Like literally nothing even comes close. So
I must dig out that video. It's going to be great to see me and you.
That would be fun. See if we can find that one.
Considering, I mean, seriously, if you just, I mean, we literally do talk. I talk to Jonas more than I talk to my own family. It's crazy.
It's like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours a day, probably just back and forth on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So so we've been in that industry for some years, and if you know us, you'd know this, but for those of you that don't know us, we're not big fans of the bullshit. All right. We're not big fans of the crap that gets sent through to your email box on a daily basis. We're not big fans of the crap that gets released on a daily basis that apparently is going to make you, $200 per minute or whatever by watching a video or by browsing a website. It's just rubbish. That stuff is not real, and it's never going to make you any money. And chances are, if you're watching this now, you've probably experienced that. We've experienced that. When we started, that's obviously the way we got into this industry, was by searching for how to make money online. And when you do that, you end up on people's email lists, and then you start being hit with all these offers, which are typically from Warrior Plus, and you start buying into them, and you realize that they don't work, and you realize that it's just all a load of rubbish. Now, Jonas is a self-proclaimed lazy person. I've got his permission to expose that later on in this video, and we're gonna have a bit of fun with that, but it's actually an important part of the whole thing that we've got here for you. And we know that our followers want push button profits. So the people on our list, we know what you want, and it's not so much even what you want, it's what you need. We understand that you probably need some more money, and you probably don't have any time really to allocate to that. If you think about something where someone says, oh, we've got this thing and you could make an extra $50 to $100 per day, but it's going to take you 4 months of learning to get there, that you're going to be like, well, I can't afford that time to do that. So we understand why you want push button profits, and we also understand why this industry is kind of is tapping into that need, that sometimes it's a desperate need. I know for a fact, my story was when I got into this, just before I got into this, I was absolutely completely ruined financially, and so I know what it's like to need extra money but not necessarily have the time to do it. So we get that whole thing. Now, previously, in order to make money online, you needed to make reviews, like affiliate reviews, record videos, which a lot of people don't like doing, possibly have your face on camera, which a lot of people definitely don't like doing, maybe build a website, maybe do some SEO, which is probably years worth of work to get any real results, or pay for traffic with ads and get your arse smacked and lose a lot of money. Maybe recruit and refer family, friends, strangers for some MLM multi-level kind of situation. A lot of people don't like doing that. It's a bit awkward, sort of having to suddenly go to all your family and say, look, I've got this fantastic skin cream, can you please buy 20 bottles each? Or you might build a YouTube channel, and then you've got to record videos on a daily basis forever. Otherwise, YouTube are not going to reward you because you're not applying their algorithm, and therefore you're not going to show up. Or you might create your own products, your own digital products, and sell them online, which a lot of people I know also don't want to do because it's a lot of work. You might build an email list, which could be costly, expensive, time consuming, and not effective. You might build subscribers and followers on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc. These would be all the ways that you typically make money online, and the sort of thing that we've done over the past few years. We've done a lot of this, and we've also taught a lot of people how to do this kind of stuff. But all of the above are no longer necessary. And what we've discovered works much better. And it's just a complete different kettle of fish. It really is. The last few weeks have been a real journey for us. And we are so excited now that I think we can finally see. We're going to reveal a couple of characters later on in the presentation. You definitely need to hang around for this, because when we tell you about one of them that was almost discovered by accident, and we tell you about the results that we've got even since yesterday, it's just incredible, insane, and super, super exciting. So, a little bit of a backstory. Jonas and Bo is Jonas's friend, is now my friend as well, when we also speak. The three of us are constantly chatting all day long. They spent months testing an incredible system, and they had a mentor who is awesome. And Jonas can confirm that he can actually make over $200,000 in a day, sitting at home with his baby on his lap, right? It's just insane. And he was mentoring them, and they poured their heart and soul into it. They literally were at their desk all day, every day, trying to master this, to be able to get these huge profits and escape, the make money online niche and all the bullshit that we see, and to the point where they were even scared to go to the toilet in case they missed a move, and they missed a little signal, they missed something that could have been the one that they were looking for. And it's a very, very stressful time, very tiring, very mentally draining, and if you're not actually getting anything out of it at the end of it, then it's not a lot of fun. And they actually found that they couldn't make a penny. So one day everything changed. They started sending me screenshots of money that they'd made, and I was like, okay, what's going on here then? Something suddenly changed. I mean, it was literally like overnight. I asked them if it was real. They said yes. Jonas said that he'd tried for months and months with zero success, and then instantly started making hundreds daily, which just sounds like a load of crap, right? It sounds like all the rubbish that we're fed every day. And we don't blame you for thinking that, but we know that by the end of this, you will not be thinking that. You'll realize that we're telling the truth. So too good to be true is probably what you're thinking, but it was true. And here's one of the screenshots from back then that was sent to me, showing $2,377 that had been made in a day. And obviously that got my attention because it's a lot of money, and after having no success, So they discovered a system for making a truly passive income that we would later call the ape. So passive income means that the money comes in without you doing something directly in return for that. All right. So it means that you've got a system that literally generates income once it's set up without you doing anything, without you working, without you having to do anything at all, really, apart from just check it every now and again and maybe click a button. I mean, I know it sounds crazy. It does sound ridiculous, but I can assure you that this is absolutely true, as crazy as it might sound. So please, stick with us here and don't start hearing the bullshit bells going off and thinking, right, that's it, I'm out of here, because as we said at the beginning, we're not fans of bullshit ourselves. Now, little did we know just how amazing the ape was going to be at the time. You see, the ape makes money while you sleep or do whatever you want. And although that sounds like total BS, for once this absolutely is true. Now, I asked the guys a lot of questions. I drove them absolutely insane. I know that it was a nightmare for them, but I've been around the block a few times. I've had my own businesses since I was 17 years old. And, you've seen everything, you've seen every trick, and you just think, yeah, right. So I'm like, does this really work? Exactly how are you making this money? And is it complicated? And do I need a lot of time to learn how to do it? And so they said, look, Trev, why don't you just give it a go yourself? So I was like, what, me? You seriously? At this point, I had half an idea what they were doing, but I was a stone cold newbie. I had no experience in this whatsoever. Absolutely none whatsoever, which was evident when I came to setting it up. And then that's when I discovered that the system that they were using was actually making money on complete autopilot from gold. And that was a bit of an eye-opener for me. I had no clue. I had no clue what they were doing to this point. I just knew that all I kept saying to Jonas was, please teach me. Every time that he would show me these screenshots, I'd say, that's real money. He goes, yeah. And I say, you got to teach me. He says, yeah, I will, But they were just like tweaking and perfecting. But I was really up for knowing what they were doing. But I had no clue about gold. And I actually thought, what do I know about gold? Nothing at all. How could this possibly work for me, a stone cold newbie? But what happened next was absolutely nothing short of shocking. Now, if you look to the bottom left-hand corner here, you're going to see the first day one. You can see in green says $2.09. Okay, so these are screenshots from my actual account of the very first day that I tested this. Now, I set this up, and on the first day, once I get everything together, and I drove Jonas and Bo absolutely insane one night here in the office trying to get this thing set up and asking this question, that question, this question, that question. And I'm sure they were thinking, oh Jesus, why did we ever get involved with this guy? But I was desperate to get it set up that night. So once things had been, put in place, the account was ready to go, I actually then pressed the stop button, and so it had already generated $2.09. So you might be thinking, all right, okay, so that's the catch then. This thing only makes like a couple of dollars a day. That's really not going to help me, Trev. But that was day one, and day one wasn't really day one. I'm only including it because it generated, some money. Day two is really the first day, and that was when I made a staggering $1,498.88, which is insane. Day three, I made $927.60. Day four, I made $916.75. Day five, I made $803.11. Day six, I made $954.24. Day seven, I made $994.43. Now, all during this time, I wasn't doing anything at all. I just set this thing up, let it run. I would wake up in the morning and I would check my account and the money would be there. So in total, I made $6,097.10 without doing any work in 7 days as a complete stone cold newbie. I had no clue about any of this. I didn't know how it worked. I'd only just found out that it was involving gold, and I didn't know how the money was being generated, but all I knew was it absolutely worked. Now, you could literally be sunbathing by the pool all day and make the same money. It doesn't need you to do anything. It doesn't make any difference. I mean, you could, if you want to sit and stare at a screen all day, you can do that, but it's not going to make any difference to how much money you make. So it kind of seems a bit pointless to us to do anything like that when you literally, all you need to do is set this thing up, let it run, and then go and do what you want. And in Jonas's case, that would probably involve rum and sunshine and dogs and Netflix and playing games. And the beauty of it is as well is that your earnings can be withdrawn every 2 weeks, and that can be directly to your PayPal or to your bank. Now, also, I was able to make $3,186 in a day, which was incredible. Obviously, I did the first test and then I wanted to push things a little bit further. Now, you're going to see on this chart here that there are some buyers and sells showing, so, and it's got a code there. If I just come back to that a second, that is the gold code, and Jonas also made $4,484 in a day. Using exactly the same system. Now, I know that these numbers are just insane, but let's just get closer here so you can see. We can't doctor these shots. I mean, you could, I guess, you could go into Photoshop, but it'd take too long, and I'm sure you'd spot it somewhere. But these, we send these to each other all day, every day anyway. So literally, I mean, I could probably show you my camera roll and on my phone, and it'd just be pretty much all of these. I'm always having to go in and delete them, otherwise I just fill up my entire storage with pictures of our earnings.
It's literally myself, and like, I don't know if you can see anything here, but it's like screen, and then it's myself having rum somewhere. Ice cream. On earlier today, Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Pretty much my camera roll. So
so you can see that this is, it's all true stuff, right? And as you can see, the 8 makes money from buying and selling gold. But don't worry, you don't have to do anything. As I said, the 8 does all the work. You don't have to know anything. But do you see the power of this? Let us know in the chat box if anybody is thinking, well, actually, this was not what I was expecting, and maybe this is quite interesting, and I wouldn't mind having a little slice of this golden goose. Well, I drink some more rum. Daniel says this is awesome. It certainly is. And we're extremely, extremely excited about it. And also just to say, that what we've got here, this is what we are doing on a daily basis. So this is, instead of something where normally what you do is you'll be sold a product, and the person selling you the product is making money just because they're selling you the product. They're not actually making money out of what is taught inside the product, because if they tried to do that, it wouldn't work. That's the difference of this. This is actually what we're doing, okay? So give us a 1 in the chat box if you think this is super bonkers, nutty, exciting. A one's easy to do. Yeah, one. Okay, cool. Jack, yeah. Dan, perfect. Okay, so you can understand that we're excited about this. Now, in fact, the ape does all the work, right? You virtually do nothing. I did check this many times with Jonas, drove around the bend as always. Even when we started this, even when we launched it, I said, look, some people are asking. I said, do you seriously? Because to begin with, when we first launched this, I hadn't even done it. I was too busy setting up everything for us to launch the program. So I actually said to him, do you seriously not have to do anything? Said, no, I don't. No, you know me. So I'm lazy. I would tell you, I don't do anything at all. Now, all our money is made online, and we are affiliates, or we were until we were doing this. We're still doing a little bit at the moment, but we're kind of scaling that down. And we make our own digital products of normally like a tuition-based kind of teaching people how to make money online. And so in one of my accounts as an affiliate, I've made $376,759. Now, the only reason I show you this is to show you that we are, we're not fly-by-nights. We're not somebody that doesn't know what we're doing when it comes to things that make money. This is one of my vendor accounts. So these are digital products of sales of my own products. When me and Jonas launch something, we'll put this through this account, and you can see that we've generated over $1 million in revenue there. So it's a tidy amount of money. But as Jonas said, Project Limitless is definitely the most exciting thing that I've ever been involved with in my life. This has got so much potential that it blows everything completely out of the water. And the beauty of it is, as well, is because it doesn't require you to be in it, doing it all the time. That it's very, very scalable. Very scalable. It's scarily scalable. And we were going to use this just for ourselves. Honestly, originally this was just going to be us, and we weren't planning on turning this into something that, like now, where you get the ability to come and do what we're doing. But one night Jonas couldn't sleep because he started thinking about, what if we could actually package this up? What if we could package this up and deliver it to our followers, and we could change people's lives? And we are kind of, we're the kind of people that we do actually care, and we care about other people, and we care about the fact that if we could change other people's lives, that would be amazing. If we can change a few lives for the better, and we can make people's day-to-day existence a much more pleasant experience, because we can get you out of a position where things are a bit tough, then that's a nice feeling for us. Makes us feel good. So now you can join us, and you can change your life too by doing the stuff that we're doing. Okay, so here's how it works. So we've got an ape, which is an auto-prof engine that automatically buys and sells gold. Now, it does buy and sell other stuff, but predominantly the money that we're making at the moment is on gold, but we are testing lots of other stuff, other currencies and metals and stuff. It doesn't really matter because you don't even know what's going on. But each trade that it makes gradually adds up to a daily profit amount until your goal for the day is reached. We're going to be talking about goals during this webinar because it's a new feature that we've recently introduced to this, and it's very, very powerful because you're able to set a goal of how much you want to make in a day. Now, although some of you might be thinking, no, that's just stupid because I'm just going to put $1 million in, and I'll be a billionaire by the end of the month. It's not quite that simple, but you can certainly, we've been testing $2,000 per day just for the last 10 days, 11 days, which is something we're going to come on to, and the goal has been consistently achieved. So we set our apes to auto trade each night, and when we wake up, they've achieved their goal and gone back to bed. And so what that means is, literally, we wake up in the morning and we look at our phone, and 99% of the time, everything is done and dusted. Overnight, everything has taken place without us doing a thing, without us worried about anything, or getting stressed about anything, or looking at anything, because we've been sleeping. Literally, for real, we've been sleeping. We wake up, we look at our phone and say, look at that. And so then the first thing myself, Jonas and Bo do, we're all backwards and forwards. They're up an hour before me, because they're an hour ahead on the clock. So, and they actually sometimes get up very, very early. So I might have a few hundred messages to catch up with before I really know what the score is. But we're just sending each other screenshots and telling, how much this ape made and how much that ape made. And then you're done. You're done. It's a crazy feeling that you could start your day by looking at how much you made while you were asleep. I mean, we talk about that in the Make Money Online industry, but we do have to do quite a lot of work to enable that to happen. Whereas with this, Jonas, we actually don't, do we? It's once it's set up, it is set up, and that's it.
I mean, for us, like, to be completely honest, myself, Trevor, and Joel, we test things all the time for members. So the members don't actually have to do anything. We always test things because we think it's fun, and we want to find like the most profitable. And we'll get into that later on as well. But basically, we do. But I guess like the work we do, it takes like literally 1 minute to set it up, and then we just let it run for a few weeks and see how it goes. So even for us, even though we constantly test things, it takes very, very, very little time. And we are testing a lot, and that can keep us occupied. But in reality, if you were just someone that had come along and picked up what we're offering here, then you don't need to do the testing because we're doing it, and so you just literally let your apes run. So I've got an ape that's called the 500, and the reason it's called that is because it's got a daily goal of $500. Now in this screenshot, you can see that it banked $500.10 in 1 day. So we're just going to have a closer look there, and you'll notice that this is gold versus dollar, XAU USD, and that the ape is making money when it's buying and selling. So we've got sell, and we've got buy. You've got a little loss of $30.40. You might think, oh, well, that's not a very clever ape then, is it? It lost $30. But what it does is it takes all these different little trades, and then it kind of bundles them up and says, right, okay, bank. And then it takes a load of little trades and banks, bundles them up, sees a profit, goes bank. So in there, sometimes there might be some minuses, but the end result is the profit. So on this one, this particular account has done $500 in a day, and that's why it's called the 500. It's been running for quite some time now. Now, the important thing is you don't need to know how it does it. Right? We do need to re-emphasize this and reiterate that you do not need to know how it's doing it, because you set this thing up and it does it for you. Okay, you don't need to be a trader, and you don't need to know anything about gold or markets or forex or anything about that at all, because the ape does all the work for you, and it brings in consistent profits day after day after day. Now these are screenshots from the 500, and you'll notice that each day it's either achieved its goal or it's exceeded its goal. And again, you can see, for example, in the middle one there's a couple of losses, one of 417 and one of 105, but in the end it did $856.50 in 1 day. Its goal was 500, but it just so happened that the bundle of trades that it had when it banked them amounted to way over the goal. But so long as the goal was achieved, it goes, right, that's it, I'm done, thank you, goes back to sleep. There's no stress. It's just magical. It really is. So you can see $500.10, $856.50, and $552.50. So that's $1,909 in 3 days. Now, let me know in the chat box, do you think that could make a difference to you if you could generate that kind of money in 3 days? And this is just a 3-day example. I mean, this thing runs every day. But would that make a difference to your life? Jack, absolutely. Michael, absolutely. Yes. Daniel, yes. Eric, Dan, of course. Yeah. I mean, it's not chump change. It's not too. To the previous slide, I just want to mention something because that's fun. If you look at the time of the screenshots here, you'll see that this was like in the middle of the night or very early. So if you look at the third one, for example, it was 7:21 a.m. You can see the little moon there on Trevor's iPhone, like he was basically just waking up. So literally waking up, $552. The second one, 7:44 a.m. So pretty much just woke up as well. Then the first one that did $500.10 was very late. I don't even know why you were up that late, but 228. And yeah, again, like it just kind of banks like within a few hours, which is
I didn't realize that I'd given away all that information there. So on the first one, that was, I think that was one of the, probably about the second or third night of the 500 running, and I'd started to get very excited, as you would, because this thing just literally seems to start, bank, and go to sleep very, very quickly. So that one, we do have a rule of not checking our phones in the night, and we've tried to stick to that rule for a few years now. We've even taught our students the same, because as Jonas would say, if, let's say, you check your phone and you've made a lot of money, you can't sleep because you're excited because you made a lot of money. You check your phone and you've lost a lot of money, you can't sleep because you're gutted that you've lost a lot of money. There's like no winning situation, is there? But I did check it. I did check it in the middle of the night, and I probably shouldn't have done. But yeah, typically the 744s, the 721s, that's me just screenshotting the results of that particular ape. The 500, which is a beauty. I'm very fond of it. Now, this is an interesting one, $744 in 40 minutes. And if you look at the timings here, so the first one here is 1936, so 20, just gone 25 to 8. And the last one is 10 past 8. Now, the interesting thing about this is that it's XAUCHF, and I didn't have a clue what that was. I don't even think, Jonas, you didn't even know what it was when I told you about it, did you?
I figured it was gold versus like another
something.
stars, but I'd never really heard of it. No,
so it was gold versus the Swiss franc. And I just said, well, let's give this a go then. It looks all right, And I literally plugged it in and made $744 in 40 minutes. And guess what? Until a couple of hours before that, I'd never heard of XAUCHF. I had no clue it was gold. I'd never made any money from it before in my life until that moment. So it just shows you what you can do. That was literally like picking something out of thin air and seeing would it work. So, how much money can you realistically make without ape? Well, before we cover that, I'm just going to reveal a few golden nuggets that I think might be of interest to you. The first one that's very, very important to me, this is something that worried me in the beginning until I realized that this is the truth. And it's another reason why this is so amazing, is that it's risk-free, all right? You're not actually trading with your money. The ape is trading with a financial institution's money. We'll come on to how that can be possible in a minute. This makes a huge difference, because as we're going through this, you might be thinking, all right, okay, well, you've probably got $100,000 of your own money because you're in the make money online industry. You've made a ton of money. You've made over $1 million and all that. You've probably got $100,000 stuffed it into account, and no wonder you can make that money. And yeah, I understand that you could be thinking that, but in reality, it's not that at all. It is risk-free because you're not trading with your money. You're not investing. You're actually trading with someone else's money because they want to take a slice of your profits. Okay, so you take a challenge, and the challenge is to prove that you can make consistent profits. But in effect, it's not you making consistent profits, it's your ape making consistent profits. If you were to try and do it yourself, I guarantee you'd fail. If Jonas and Bo couldn't make serious amounts of money after being taught by their mentor who was making $200,000 per day, and they were absolutely dedicated to that, I'm telling you, if anyone was going to succeed, they were. I don't think there are many people that can actually do it. But wait a second. This is probably what you think it looks like when you take a challenge with your phone in your hand and market screens on your laptop and trying to work out what's going on, etc., etc. But actually, unfortunately, that is not the case. This is more what it looks like when you take a challenge, because that makes me laugh every time, that guy. It just looks like he's having the whale of a time, but then I suppose he's got the two women there. Anyway, so when you're taking a challenge, you're not actually doing anything at all, right? You're not, no one's saying to you, okay, tell me how long you've been trading, tell me how much you make it consistently every day, do you know what a Fibonacci is, do you know what a moving average 200 is? No one's testing you like that. All they want to know is, can you make money on a consistent basis day after day? And if you can, because you've got an ape, then you pass the challenge. Now, there are these firms that are actively searching for traders who can do that, because the financial institutions will take a piece of your profit. All right, so it's a win-win. What they want someone to come along and say, yeah, I can do that, watch me. And they go, all right, here's your account, off you go, show me what you can do. And you put your ape to work, and it banks every morning that you wake up, and they go, oh, blimey, you're good. Hey, that's amazing. How are you doing that? Okay, yeah, we'll fund you, and we're going to take 10 to 20% of your profits. Now, the reason it varies is because different firms that you work with will have a different percentage that they want. But also, when you first start, for the first, I don't know if it's month or 2 months of profitable trades, yeah, you might be at 20%, and then it might go to 15%, for example. It kind of varies. But at the end of the day, who really cares? If you've got all this money coming in, you're not trading with your money, you're trading with theirs, and you happily take all the profit that's left. Now, the reason they're looking for these traders is because most people can't make money as traders. As we said, it's very, very difficult. It's something like 90% of traders that won't make it. And as I said, even Jonas and Bo couldn't, and they had this 200K per day guy mentoring them and teaching them everything he knew, and they were totally dedicated but couldn't get it to work. But now we've got our ape. Now, because the ape does all the work, you can pass the challenge using the ape. And when you do, the financial institution will then fund your account with their money for you to trade with them. And as I said, they'll deduct between 10 and 20% of your profits, depending on the firm and how long you've been profitably trading. So let's say that you have $100,000 funded account. And as I said, it's not your money that you've got to put in there, so it's pretty beautiful. And you were making $500 to $1,000 per day. You'd get to keep up to $900 per day for doing no work. So you can see why this is an attractive proposition. But what if you can make $2,000 per day? Well, Jonas has told me that I can say this, so please don't think I'm being mean. I do often say that Jonas is being mean, and I use this GIF, which is one of my favorites. If anyone's ever seen it, when it's actually animated, she is quite hilarious. But Jonas tends to be mean to Bo, and I tend to be the one backing up Bo when Jonas is being mean. And he's usually meaner when he's had a bit of rum, but he loves it, really. It's all in good spirits. But unfortunately, Jonas is, as we said at the beginning of this, very, very lazy. And I'm talking completely lazy. He just actually doesn't want to do anything except for drink mojitos, preferably in Las Vegas, which is where he is there. And this was actually him yesterday drinking a rum and coke just before we did another webinar. And he spends most of his time drinking rum, playing games, watching Netflix, walking his dogs, going to the gym. Literally, this and spending time with his family, his loved ones, and his friends. And that's all he wants to do, which is pretty cool. And we do get lots of screenshots, snaps and pics of his drinks. So the first two are in the back garden. The second one is actually a mojito in Vegas. The common denominator here is that there's rum in all of them. It's his left hand, and he's got his Apple iWatch on in each shot. But this is the truth, that he is lazy, and what that means is it gives us the opportunity to tap into something which is very, very powerful, and that is the fact that Jonas is desperate to crack a system that enables him to be able to go and do what he wants to do: gym, dogs, games, Netflix, rum, Vegas, and still have the money coming in. Now, myself and Bo are pretty much self-confessed workaholics. Don't get us wrong, we would love to be doing what Jonas wants to do, and we will be, but we're more than happy to work now, as Jonas is in reality, but to work now to get this to a stage where all of that can become a reality. And Jonas doesn't, want to sit at a screen afraid to poop all day, and nobody does. And I was thinking about this just before we came online, actually, Jonas. When you do like trade, when you manual trade, if it goes against you, it's not a nice feeling, is it? It really is not a nice feeling, and it drives you insane. And you can find yourself kind of like revenge trading, right? Oh, okay, I'll get you. All right, I'll get you. I'm gonna go again. Now it's really gonna come. Now I'll go again, and it all goes awfully against you. So the stress of that is not something that you particularly enjoy. So as I said, he wants to hang out in Vegas drinking mojitos all day, which is a true fact. And now he can, because the ape has finally freed him. And now we have an ape that makes $2,000 per day. This is what we referred to earlier on. So when we test our apes, we use what are called set files, okay? And we often name them like I did with the 500. And these are the results from the captain. Okay, now this is something that has got us extremely excited, as we're about to tell you. So day one. Now Jonas actually, I know it's going to sound crazy, but he kind of stumbled across this by accident, because as we said, we do a lot of testing, so we've got a lot of accounts running, and sometimes you forget, what was that one? Oh, I wonder how that one's doing. Anyway, so these are the results of the captain. And the captain, day one, $1,648.33 in profit. Day two, $2,369.45 in profit. Day three, $1,992.38 in profit. Day four, $1,998.83 in profit. Day five, $2,065.91. These are consistent days, by the way, which is insane. Day six, $2,051.42. Day seven, $1,977.89. Day eight, $2,006.37. Day nine, $1,638.47. Day 10, $2,000.80. And in fact, you could probably let us know how day 11 is going so far.
Let's check the phone.
It's not finished yet.
Hopefully it's not bad. let's check. Okay, so you won't be able to see this, I think, but $1,766.02. So you won't be able to see anything. But
let me go to right. So yeah, we can probably now.
The camera is too bad, but
yeah,
it's just all over the place.
And I'm going to show you. These are my results for the captain.
You crushed my results today, but I was being a little bit like I want to take it really safe.
Can you see it?
2,140.
Yeah, 2,145 today from the captain. Now, the interesting thing is about the captain is that the captain last night was actually called the 3K, and the 3K used to be something that was doing well and something it wasn't doing so well. So when we discovered this captain, I thought, would it be possible to take this destroyed ape and turn it into something that is crushing it? And day one, 2,100. I mean, it's just insane. It is insane, and it's something that we're very, very excited about. So for the first 10 people who join us here today, we're going to give you the captain set file. So that special settings that I told you we call set files, that you literally plug into your ape. We're going to give you the captain set file. So the same settings for you to use with your ape, so that you can also go off and make $2,000 per day. So how does 20K in 10 days sound, which is what all of that actually added up to? 19,462, but I think
that was yesterday. Check the results now. If we go back, so this was from the 10th of March. Let me just check if I can find now. I know $21,630.47. So another like $2,000. So there's no point in me showing you. Won't be able to see it, but so almost $22,000 now in 2 weeks, which is just mind blowing, really.
It is. And the thing about this as well is, not that you don't need to know too much detail, but what we can tell you is that with the apes, you can choose to be kind of aggressive and maybe impatient, which is what I was to begin with. I had to be often reined in by Jonas and Bo and kind of kept under control because I was being naughty. In fact, I had an ape that I called the naughty ape, and I had an ape that I called the good ape, and the naughty ape I pushed too far, and so I then started using the good ape and pushing that one too far. And you realize that, you've got to be sensible with this, and it is an incredible system to make money. But this here, the captain that's done, $21,000 already in just like 10 days, this is what we would consider not being aggressive, not being pushy. It's a kind of safe and realistic ape, if you like.
I would say, yeah, and I mean the craziest thing is that I literally forgot about this account. I looked at it yesterday because I needed to kind of free up some space and set more tests, and I just looked at it like, what? This one did like 20K in 15 days. Like every single day, every single day, like it banked $2,000, which is insane. Yeah, but this one is, I would consider it pretty safe as well. So
yeah, pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Right, so moving on. So remember, zero risk. All right, this is another amazing feature about this particular offer, and that is that, as I said before, you're not trading with your money, so it's risk free. And that makes a big difference when it comes to anything like this. And you can scale this. There's nothing that's going to stop you from scaling this to the moon. So now, if we had $1 million in funded accounts, we talked about having $100,000. So just 10 times that, you could have 5 200K accounts, for example. You could be looking at $5,000 per day. But to be honest with you, we wrote this slide before we had come across the captain. And so in reality, I think what we could be talking about now is a lot more than $5,000 per day. Even if we were conservative, we could be talking about $10,000 per day. And it could even be more than that. All right. So this is the kind of scalability of this thing. Now, some of you might not want $5,000 or $10,000 per day. I could certainly use it personally. So we do intend to go all the way with this and take it to the max, without a shadow of a doubt. So this is how it works. You take a test, as we said, the challenge, to see if you can consistently make money. The ape makes the money, you just take all the glory. And for a 10K funded account, that test will cost you around $80. This is fully refundable when you pass. And if you want to go for it, you could take a test for a 100K funded account, which will cost you around about $450. Again, fully refundable when you pass. So in order to start, you join Project Limitless. I'm going to drop you a link in a second. You get access to our Kartra training portal, which has got everything in there that you could possibly need to know. There's training by myself and Jonas. We cover everything that can be trained in there. Not that there's much that you need to know. You also get access to our Discord group, and our Discord group is a very lively, it's like a networking social media kind of group, and that's where you're also going to get a copy of our ape. You're going to get our secret ape settings, our set files that are proven to work. You get full training and support. So you set your ape up, or if you want to, that we do have a done for you upgrade, and the done for you upgrades you can choose now when you join, or you can choose it afterwards. It's available in there, so it's not one of these one-time offers where we say this is the only time you're going to see this. It's nothing like that. If you want to give it a go, see if you can set it up yourself. If you can't, then you can go for the done for you setup upgrade. We recommend you begin with demo accounts so you can test the system, you can get used to how it works, you can play with your apes and see how they perform. So you start a test, which is the challenge, and then when you're ready, you'll pass phase one in 5 to 30 days. Now, some minimums are 10 days, some minimums are 5 days. We don't recommend that you try and achieve anything like that. We would recommend that you just comfortably take the full 30 days to get your phase one pass, because this is something that you're going to build on, you're going to build your knowledge on, and you're going to scale up over a period of time so that you've got a nice solid financial passive income coming in. So phase 2, 5 to 60 days. So in theory, anything from 10 to 20 days and you could be funded, and it could be 30, 40, 50 days or 60 days or more, etc. So then what you do is you set your ape to work each weekday night, because it doesn't work at the weekends, and you bank daily cash. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Now, we believe that there's never been a more crucial time to take control of your income, which in turn will give you choices. And with more money, we have more choices. I think that the way things are at the moment, the cost of living is going through the roof, probably in most countries in the world. All I ever hear about is everything going up. The price of fuel is going up, energy costs are going up, gas and electric in the UK is going up by something like 40 or 50%. The fuel is going up on a daily basis. The cost of food is going up. The cost of the staple food is going up. Everything that you can think of is going up, but you never hear about wages constantly going up. The interest rates are going up. Our mortgages are going up. Everything's going up, but our wages. And so that's why this is a great time for you to take control and have a little bit more freedom in your life. So let me drop the link in now, and you can see on the screen, if you want to join us, we've got two options, and there is the one-time cost of $1,497, and this is an annual license. All right, now just to say, this is not a rebill. Okay, so you won't be automatically rebilled. What that gets you is your ape, your settings, the Discord group, the Cartra membership for a full year, and you lock in this price. This is currently discounted down from $2,997. So if you lock in at $1,497, you're grandfathered in, which means that when it comes to the renewal, we will not rebill you. We'll offer you the option to renew. You will renew because you'll be making a shit ton of money. So when you renew, it'll only be at $1,497, regardless of what the price is then. So if it's at $2,997 or $3,997 or $4,997, you'll only renew at $1,497. Or you can go for the split pay, which is $899 today, $899 in 30 days. And again, when it comes to the renewal, we'll go back, we'll take a look at how you joined us, and then you will be grandfathered in on that. Okay, so you can either then come in at, sorry, my phone's ringing there. You can come in at $899 again on 2 hits, or you might say to us, well, I was in at the $899, so can I just do a one-time $1,497, because you're grandfathered in at this particular level. Okay, so I've dropped the link in the chat box for you there. Now let's take a quick look at our Discord group so you can get a feel for that. The Discord group is broken down into channels. On the left-hand side, you'll see that we've got all sorts of channels. The general frequently asked questions. We've got our cheat sheet, which is like a printed version of everything you need to know about the ape. You've got the ape downloads and settings. You've got everything that you need to know there. Then you've got a general chat where everybody hangs out. You've got an any chat where you can talk about anything other than AP stuff. Manual trader chat if you want to do that. Share any manual trades that you've done. Then you've got flex your results, where our applets come in and they show the results they've been getting. So let's go and take a look at some of those. Here we can see Hella 888. She says, this is so far today. I love the ape. So far, 6 days trading and I passed a demo. And you can see she's got a profit on the first shot there of $1,800.50. And then on the next one, she's at $2,722.27. Suzanne says, I woke up to this. Suzanne has a fully funded account now. She's passed phase 1 and phase 2. So the figures that she's posting are actually her money, which is incredible. So $3,133 while she was asleep in real money. It's just insane. She then said, I set a 4,000 daily profit. So we talked about the goals earlier. She has set a 4,000 daily profit, and the ape shut all my, I think she forgot the word, orders or trades there, and here's what the furry guy gave me. So she made $4,583 in a day. Absolutely insane. Incredible results. And as I said, Suzanne has passed her challenge. This is Tracy. She's another one of our applets. She says, hi Trevor, I just posted in Flex Your Profits in the Discord group, but I wanted to personally thank you. I'm so glad I'm on your list, and you and the guys chose to package this up and share it with us. It really is going to change a lot of lives. Regards, Tracy. And she'd made $402 there. Suzanne again, $1,601 in a day. And Loretta, $174.12 on a 10K account. Okay, so a little 10K account, $174. Brian Alcott made $2,047 in 5 days on a 100K account. Jonas himself was testing version 3. We're now on version 4 of the ape and made $5,174 in 5 hours, which is pretty insane. JBot, I didn't put a total on this screenshot, but you can see that he started off with $33, $149, $77, $23, and then it starts building $313, $709, $480, $877, which is also incredible. We've got Bo, our own Bo himself, made $2,770 in 1 day on a 100K account. So you can see that there's a lot of results here. We've got a ton more that I can add to this, because some of these screenshots were from 2 days ago, and since then we've got even more. So if you join today, we're also going to throw in my exclusive case study that's valued at $997, and in there I give you, it's basically an over the shoulder of me setting up as a complete newbie when I made all those thousands in 7 days. It shows you everything. It shows you me getting ready to go, starting, and then posting my daily profits and show you exactly what's going on. So you're going to get that thrown in as well today for free. Okay, so that's it. That's pretty much it for the presentation. And anyone got any questions?
There you have it. That's Project Limitless in a nutshell. This is the most incredible thing that I've ever been involved with in my life, and something that I'm excited to bring to not only all of the people out there on the internet that I'm connected to, but my close family and friends, because it's real and it's changing lives. So if this sounds right to you, go ahead, click on the buy button now and join us, and we'll see you on the inside. Take care.